The second annual Connect VI conference is coming to the Vancouver Island Conference Centre. We're going to tell you all about it today on Go. On today's show, local youth reconnecting with the Métis Nation for jigging. Comox Valley singer-songwriter Sean Hogan and Talk to Me Dan on summer jobs. That and more in the next 30 minutes. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The second annual Connect VI conference, as we mentioned, is coming to the Vancouver Island Conference Centre June 14th and 15th. It's put on by the young professionals of Nanaimo in collaboration with other young professional groups that are popping up all over Vancouver Island. The mission for this year's conference is to provide insight and tools to not only shape and sustain the social, economic, and cultural future of the island, but also ensure that tomorrow's leaders move into those roles to make sure that that happens in a responsible and purposeful way. And we're going to talk to some of the island's young leaders later on this edition of Go Island. And talking about young people, there's a group of preteens in the Central Vancouver Island region who have connected with the local Mid-Island Métis Nation to bring back the lost tradition of jigging. Here's Kelly Robinson. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. It was 1 year ago that Connect VI, a big conference produced by the young professionals of Nanaimo, took place here at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre. Adam Howerluck is the president now of the young professionals of Nanaimo. Reflecting back on 1 year, the conference by all measures was a success.
Yes, absolutely. The conference was a great opportunity for our members to meet other young professionals in Nanaimo and across Vancouver Island. And it's actually spurred a number of other organizations to pop up in various cities around Vancouver Island.
Right. How many young professional groups are on the island now? Because it started with just you guys. I know there's one in the Comox Valley, there's one farther north as well.
Campbell River, Alberni Valley, and Cowichan Valley all have the beginnings of at least a young professional network.
And a catalyst for that was the conference.
It was
last year.
It was a great opportunity for them to get to know us, to see what we do, to see the leadership that we've brought up within our membership, and then take that home with them and get their friends and the other leaders in their town involved.
Was that something that the YPN set out to do purposefully, or was it something that just happened as a way to show that what you're doing had a role and an important role to play in the community?
It was both. There was definitely interest, and we were just that opportunity for them to see the framework already set out. It was less about us going to them and more about them coming to us and saying, we would love to get some more information on this.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're not here to talk about something that happened a year ago. We're here to tell you about something that is happening June 14th and 15th. It's the second annual Connect VI conference. Same objectives as the first, or has the objectives going into why host this event changed?
Very similar. It's definitely going down a path. We had initial conference theme of connect, engage, and inspire, and we're looking to further that with some good takeaways from this one.
Okay, we're going to tell you specifically who will be speaking and presenting, who some of the keynotes are, as well as some of the breakout sessions later on this edition of Go Island. And I've always had a little bit of a thorn in my side because by the time the YPN came to Nanaimo, I was 40 already. So does that mean I can't come to the conference?
You can absolutely come to the conference.
Who's the conference
Absolutely.
for, then?
The conference is definitely directed towards people of our generation. So people who feel like they would like to be more involved, be the change that they want to see in Nanaimo, but also in across Vancouver Island. So we're looking definitely. The age range there's no definitive cap on that.
That's where the mentorship comes in too. Young professionals are interacting, working alongside and learning from the older professionals in the community.
Absolutely. It's been a great opportunity for us to get to know them and take their wisdom on.
Adam, thank you.
Appreciate it, Kate.
YPN does a whole lot in this community and across Vancouver Island. We're going to talk more about that later on this edition of Go Island and get into some of the details of Connect VI taking place right here at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre June 14th and 15th. We're going to shift directions though and head to the Comox Valley. Mark Hanley is introducing us to a singer-songwriter. His name is Sean Hogan, and you can catch him at the Philburg Festival. First, here he is. The 31st annual Philburg Festival runs August 2nd to 5th. That is the BC Day long weekend. You can get full details. The entertainment is now booked at philburgfestival.com. We're walking through the jungle here at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre. We'll be back with more on Go Island after a short break. Still ahead today on Go Island, the life-saving value in donating blood. And Talk to Me Dan, what are your summer job memories? That and more still to come today on Go. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're outside the Shaw Auditorium at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre, which is where you can experience Connect VI June 14th and 15th. Co-chair of the event and a member of the YPN is Greg Phillips. Who's in the lineup this year? Who are we going to see?
Well, we're really excited. We have a lot of different speakers set up for a number of different sort of categories or areas that we want to really get a little deeper into than we would normally. But we do have two separate keynote speakers. We're going to do it a little bit differently than we did do last year. Have a morning keynote who's Juma Wood, who had worked for MNP for a long time. He's now essentially, this is what he does, is he goes out and he talks. He's writing a book called The Age of Awesome, and a really upbeat guy, really excited to have him. Our evening keynote is a gentleman by the name of Ian McKenzie. He's a filmmaker out of Vancouver. He's been involved in a number of different projects.
One of those projects was the Love Your Job, 52 weeks.
That's right.
A different job for 52 weeks.
The 1 week job project
Yes.
with Sean Aiken, exactly right. So he's got a lot of sort of media attention, and again, he talks a lot about needing to actually work together to find solutions to problems and do a little bit of that visioning, which is really what this is all about.
Okay, and then there's different topics. You're looking at First Nations community issues. Transportation is a big one this year.
Yes, and civic responsibility.
Right.
So the reason we've chosen these three topics as sort of jumping off points for this kind of critical thought process is they're really near and dear to a lot of our YP groups. So we have the YPN, which was heavily involved in transportation, the train station. The Young Professionals of Cowichan, heavily involved in First Nations issues, and hey, we all need to get more involved in civic responsibility.
Right, okay. Speaking of transportation, and this is kind of a left-wing question because I haven't warned you at all that I was going to go there, but the whole development in Nanaimo down on the industrial harbor front there, is that a good thing, do you think, for the becoming a transportation hub? Is that some of the types of issues that would be looked at?
Absolutely, and we're lucky enough this year to partner with the Island Rail Foundation and South Vancouver Island Rail as our connected by folks who have spent a long time obviously trying to get that up and going. Nanaimo is a beautiful location. It is a central hub, and we really need to find a way to make that work to let the downtown area and Nanaimo as a whole be used as a jumping off point to enjoy what the island has to offer.
How long have you been with the group, with the YPN?
I've been with YPN for roughly 2.5, 3 years now.
How do you describe it?
It's wonderful.
Very social, as well as very active.
It's exactly right. We not only are all kind of friends, but we also have an opportunity to actually help out in the community. So those are important things that probably not enough young people do. There's a lot of other groups, Rotary, the Soroxman, etc., that allow people to do that socialization plus service, but not a whole lot of organizations that younger people necessarily get involved in. Okay. So it's a really, really great opportunity.
Back to the conference deadline registration, and how can people register?
Deadline to registration is June 13th, and you can check us out at connectvi.me. And registration can all be done through there.
Excellent. Thanks.
Great. Thanks.
We're going to throw things over now to Rayanne LaPlante. Many of us are scared or hesitant when it comes to giving blood, but if we knew how important it is and what a difference it could make to a person's life, maybe we could overcome those fears. I really need to find an hour and a half in my busy schedule to donate blood. I used to do it on a regular basis, and today they make it so easy. You can find the locations and book your actual appointment time all online. And you can check out the website that you see on your screen to do that. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're going to head down to Victoria's Inner Harbor now. You're probably familiar with the steamship terminal there, and it's getting a new lease on life. It coincides with an opening of a new gallery, the Robert Bateman Gallery. Here's Nikki Iwanishin. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Last year's Connect VI conference was a catalyst for other young professional groups on Vancouver Island to form. One such community was Cowichan, and Ryan Bruce you're a member there. What's your role in the YPC?
I was the public relations chair. I'm now the vice president of the YPC.
And how active is the group there?
We're really active. We've got all sorts of different types of events happening on a weekly or monthly basis. We do regular lunch and learns once a month. We have mixers every 2 weeks. We do our personal development events, which are meditations, or we had healthy food and how to cook and prepare good, healthy food ready to go for business people or young families that are on the go.
The Connect VI conference is coming up here at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre, and it is in Nanaimo, but it's not Nanaimo Central. This is something that spreads out to the rest of the island.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity to bring leaders from all the communities, from Campbell River right down to Victoria, together and start to create our vision for Vancouver Island. It's an important aspect to our organizations and making sure that we're purposeful in what we create for our island and our communities, and contribution and finding and identifying ways that we can contribute and give back. So,
what's your day job?
It's my day job. I'm involved in a little bit of politics. I'm a volunteer firefighter, do a few other things on the side, but yeah, I keep pretty active.
What's it been like collaborating? I know that the young professionals of Nanaimo started the conference last year, and they've obviously opened up the topics and the subjects to areas that are of particular interest in different communities.
Yeah, we focused on, first of all, the process and the collaboration and the dialogue has been phenomenal. And it's really, I think, inspired a lot of us to take a look at, areas in our communities we can help out. And the three themes that we've picked this year are relevant to what I believe they're relevant to all of our communities. First, on the transportation piece, it's how we connect both people and goods and infrastructure and economic opportunities there. When you start to take a look at the First Nation piece, we've got First Nation communities and bands up and down the island, and we can all do a better job at reaching out and building those relationships. And on the civic responsibility piece, we've just come through a provincial election, we've seen the voter turnout, and then I feel, and I think the group feels, that it's important that we have our voice in the political process as well. And so let's talk about that and figure out how to engage in that process.
Must be a good feeling, because I was going to ask, do you feel like you're making a difference? But I can see that the groups feel that they are making a difference, and that must feel good.
It does. It feels really good. We had an event leading up to the provincial election called Our Vote, Our Voice, and each of the regions were encouraged to hold a mixer or some sort of an event and get together and invite the candidates and talk politics and engage, and then go and vote together. And the whole idea is that, we're gonna play a role in this process, and it kind of puts political parties on notice and politicians that even though we haven't shown up as a demographic in a big way in the past, we're here now, and we're
changing
to be counted. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Ryan, thank you. Pleasure to meet you.
Appreciate it, Kate. Thanks a lot.
Connect VI conference runs here at the Vancouver Island Conference Centre June 14th and 15th. You can register online right up until June the 13th. We're going to head down to Victoria now for another installment of Talk to Me with Dan Kahn. Do you remember a summer job that you had, a good one, a bad one? Here's Dan. Well, this, of course, is my favorite job ever, but I've had some doozies. I've done it all. I've worked in a bank. I've washed dishes. I've delivered papers. My very first job was 10 years old as a newspaper delivery girl. I've even done the telephone soliciting thing. I don't regret any of the experiences. I even got myself through school, working at Budget Rent-A-Car in Victoria, going down to the Inner Harbour, greeting all the tourists and trying to sell them car rentals so they could get out to Butchart Gardens. But maybe you didn't need to know all that stuff. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island Connect VI, June 14th and 15th. Register online. We'll see you next time.